Hello guys, the Fire Brothers here. My brother couldn't be here today, as always, because he got into a fight with a gang of dangerous burritos. Yes, and supposedly he lost. Honestly, considering all the weird stuff that has happened to him, this is not very surprising. Honestly, I'm more impressed how his frog girlfriend is able to tolerate all of this. But anyways, for today's video we have huge news, reveals, and confirmations. So number one, the latest issue for the Bumblebee prequel comic has been revealed, and in that comic, we got official confirmation that the comic is in fact tied into the movie. What happens in the comic is actually canon to the movie. Which honestly, I'm very happy for that because the comics are actually pretty good, and I think that this comic definitely adds to the movie and the stuff that's gonna happen there. And number two, we finally got explained the reason why Bumblebee is fighting Blitzwing in the forest. This part kind of always seemed weird to me because they were kind of just fighting in the forest for no reason. When Bumblebee was fighting Dropkick and Shatter in the trailer, it made sense because Charlie was there, then we had the huge antenna, and Sector 7 was there. We could draw some conclusions, but for Bumblebee and Blitzwing there is no Charlie, there is no Shatter and Dropkick, so what reason could they have to, be fighting one another in there? That part always threw me off. But now we have the official confirmation, and I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty sad. But if I want to explain that to you, I need to explain what happens in the comics. So if you haven't read the comics and you don't want to be spoiled, then you can just skip this part and move forward with the video. So the Bumblebee prequel comics takes place during the Cold War between the Soviet Union and America and its allies. And basically Bumblebee's working with the Americans, trying to, keep the peace and prevent the two sides from blowing up one another. During his adventures with his human partners, Diana and Reeve, Bumblebee encounters many Decepticons. Just to name a few, Diabla, Malignus, Astrotrain, Blitzwing, Deaden, Runabout, and some Sharkticons. Through the course of the comic, we actually find out that the Decepticons are playing both sides. They're working with the Soviet Union, but behind their backs they're actually killing Soviet spies, Soviet agents, and making it look like it was the Americans who did that, provoking the Soviet Union and getting them one step closer to launching a nuclear strike against the Americans. And that will prompt the Americans to do the same thing, causing both sides to destroy one another and paving the way for the Decepticons to take over. Throughout the comic we also find out that Bumblebee and Diabla used to be kinda close. Diabla was an Autobot on Cybertron, but it actually turned out that she was a Decepticon spy. Apparently Bumblebee and Diabla were pretty close together when they were working together back on Cybertron. So seeing Diabla with the Decepticons really threw Bumblebee off, and throughout the comic Bumblebee tried multiple times to reach out to her and convince her to change sides. Much later in the comic, Bumblebee and his human partners infiltrate the Decepticons' main headquarters. In there, they find the mastermind behind the plot to cause the Soviet Union and America to destroy one another. And it's Malignus, basically evil brains. But just as soon as they find Malignus, they are also surrounded by the most dangerous Decepticons. And that's the story between issue 1 and issue 3 of the Bumblebee prequel comics. So now we pick up with the last issue. And in this issue we get the explanation and everything. So I'm gonna briefly summarize what happens here. So Bumblebee pleads with Diabla to change sides and to help him save the world. Diabla kinda just blows Bumblebee off and starts taunting him. But just as she's doing this, an explosion happened. We actually found out that when Bumblebee planted a tracking device on Diabla the previous issue, one of the humans had modified the tracking device to actually be an explosive. And this explosion gives our heroes enough time to escape. So during the explosion, some of the Sharkticons get loose and one of them is about to kill Bumblebee, but then Bumblebee is saved by Diabla. Malignus gets annoyed by the mess Bumblebee and Diabla made, so he sends Deaden to finish them off. Deaden leaps into action. Diabla knocks Runabout towards Deaden's direction. This causes Runabout to get killed by Deaden. And then he proceeds to attack Diabla and Bumblebee. It's at this point that Malignus decides to speed things up, and he reveals that he actually has a nuclear warhead. He mentions that he will use the warhead to hit the Soviet Union. Keep in mind that at this point, the Decepticons' headquarters are located somewhere in Britain. So what Malignus is planning here is to make it look like the Allies were the ones who sent the warhead to the Soviets, not the Decepticons. That will force the Soviets to use their warheads on America and its allies, causing the world to end. Then a huge brawl takes place between Bumblebee and his allies against the Decepticons. During the chaos, Reeve is able to take off Malignus with a grenade. But doing this doesn't stop the missile and the missile starts taking off. Diabla then reveals that she can actually fly. Yes, I was actually shocked about that as well. Just like Optimus, she starts flying towards the missile to try and stop it. We actually find out that Diabla is trying to stop the missile because she has allied herself with the humans in the Soviet Union. So she's actually trying to save her human friends. Diabla grabs a hold of the missile and tries to redirect it somewhere else. Blitzwing notices this, and he aims at Diabla, aiming to kill. As he was about to take the shot, Bumblebee tackles Blitzwing, but Blitzwing's shot still fires. And instead of hitting Diabla, it hits the navigation systems of the missile. Diabla takes this chance to redirect the missile somewhere else, but she is unable to, and the missile starts falling down, and yells at Diabla to save herself and get out of the explosion radius. Bumblebee and his human friends manage to survive by jumping at the ocean. As soon as they emerge and the explosion is over, Bumblebee yells for Diabla, trying to get a response for her to see if she's still alive. But then Diana points out that Blitzwing is getting away. In Bumblebee's anger, he uses all of his weapons to try and kill Blitzwing. However, Blitzwing manages to get away. The humans trying to stay afloat grab hold of a tire, and Bumblebee points out that that's actually Diabla's tire. Reap tells Bumblebee that he's sorry for his loss, but Bumblebee takes this the other way. He mentions that this means that Diabla could still be out there. Bumblebee tells Reap that Diabla could still be out there, hiding her trail or maybe laying low for now. But he also mentions that if Diabla is in fact dead, then he's gonna hunt down Blitzwing for revenge. The comic ends with Bumblebee looking throughout the world for Diabla, trying to find out if she's in fact somewhere out there hiding. But as time goes on and Bumblebee's not able to find Diabla, he begins to get more angry at Blitzwing, and he starts hunting him down throughout the world. The comic ends with Bumblebee and Blitzwing fighting somewhere around Spain, and the last shot of Bumblebee is him putting his mask on, as he's ready to take his revenge on Blitzwing. So yeah, basically the way the comic ends is that it segments into the movie. We see Bumblebee with his new battle mask, the one that he uses in the movie. As for Diabla, she could still be out there or she could be dead. I'm really not sure, but regardless of her fate, I thought that her role in the comics were pretty amazing actually. She was powerful, she was really strong, she had depth, she had character, and her relationship with Bumblebee was really interesting. Now, will we get a mention of Diabla in the movie? I'm honestly not completely sure about that. Part of me believes it's not gonna be mentioned since the comics do connect to the movies, but in a weird kind of way the movies don't really go out of their way to connect to the comics. Almost like if they're separate things. But yeah, I think the comic gives us a pretty good explanation as to why Bumblebee's fighting Blitzwing in the movie, because it doesn't look like Blitzwing is gonna be a main villain in the movie. That honor goes to Dropkick and Shatter. So maybe Blitzwing will bite the dust at the beginning of the film, and the rest of the movie will focus on Shatter and Dropkick versus Bumblebee, because remember that Bumblebee's gonna lose his memories pretty early on in the film, if this image is to be believed. But yeah, we finally got our explanation as to why Bumblebee's fighting Blitzwing in the movie. Whether Bumblebee believes that Diabla is in fact dead or that she could still be out there is unknown, but I believe the ending kind of implies that Diabla did in fact die, and that Bumblebee is slowly acknowledging that by becoming more angry every time he mentions Blitzwing. And towards the end, he's like more bitter, more angry. Now he's like ready to get his revenge on Blitzwing. Honestly, I wasn't expecting the comics to end this way or to connect to the movie like this, but I gotta admit, I like it. I do feel really bad for Bumblebee though. I think he will get his revenge on the movie, but he's gonna forget Diabla and Blitzwing and everything that happened. And in that aspect, that's kinda tragic because at least Bumblebee completes his goal of avenging Diabla, but later he's gonna forget about her and the events that happened here, which is kinda sad because the comics did imply that Bumblebee and Diabla were really close together, and him forgetting about his girlfriend or his best friend is not really made clear. It's kinda sad, but I wanna hear from you guys. What are your thoughts on the way the comic ended? Are you guys satisfied with the way the comic connects to the movie? Do you guys believe Diabla will be mentioned in the movie? All that stuff. Let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, that's it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe, guys. Hey guys, time for Patron shoutouts. Patron shoutouts goes to Librado Marufo aka L, Sachid Mora aka Mirage, and Trans Theories aka Knockout. Thank you guys for donating, it's much appreciated. And I want to talk right now about the stop motion video that I did. My teacher watched it in class, and not only did she watch it, but once she clicked on it, an ad played. So my teacher gave me ad revenue and everyone kind of laughed at that. They were like, you monetized that? Really? And I was like, yeah, I need to make my money back. Yeah, apparently she really liked the video, and yeah, she found it really funny and everything. I did got that 100, so hashtag give fire 100 or we riot actually worked, which I'm surprised it did. She didn't read all of her comments, she only read like 3, but yeah, she really liked it. My stop motion video was the longest one in the class. Everybody liked it. Well, I don't know about everyone, but I know the majority of them liked it. Will I do something like that in the future for my art class? Maybe, if there's any other, art project I can do that I can include Transformers in, sure, I will do it, and I will make a third video talking about my art teacher and Transformers, which I'm pretty sure is a sentence that has never been spoken before. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know because you guys were really curious about that. I will make more stop motion videos, but don't expect them to come anytime soon. They're gonna take me a while and I don't wanna rush them. So guys, that's it for this video. Donate to my Patreon, link's gonna be in the description down below, if you feel like it. Doing that will get you a shout out in all of my videos, as well as a shout out to your YouTube channel if you have one, and you can even request your own video. It's a pretty sweet deal, isn't it? Of course it is. So that's it for now. Like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe.